My name is Oluwatobi Emmanuel. I'm a top-rated Upwork freelancer, and I'm actually the CEO of Joseph Academy International, and I'm very excited to welcome you to this edition. What I'm about to share with you is going to change your financial story forever, just as it did for me. And by way of introduction, I'd like to say that I used to think that making money online was a mirage. I couldn't seem to get anything meaningful out of most of the online things I tried. But I understand now that it's very, very easy, to make money online. And making money online, this is just one of the, platforms, the opportunities and avenue for you to make money, particularly when you have the right skill set to making money. Here is the link between where you are now and where you want to be is knowledge. So if you really want to upscale, you want to advance financially speaking, you need to be equipped with the right knowledge, And I need to say that no knowledge is small, no skill is small. For example, just through writing alone, I've been able to make over $5,000 within few months, very few months. So how? I got to know about this platform called Upwork. Just a little story. After losing a lot of money to forex trading, I began to, desperately search for a way to bounce back from my loss. It was in the course of my search that I heard about Upwork. Well, I'm not saying that forex is bad at all. No, it just requires good capital plus a high level of discipline. And I must confess that I lacked the discipline it required. So get this, if you rely on a single source of income, it's not good at all. We are in the days of financial, economic trouble. And so those who have other viable streams of income can truly stay afloat. So back to my story, I'm going to show you how you can get registered and approved in this training, because not everybody that registers gets approved. Yes. Yeah, back to the skills I was talking about the other time. There are actually thousands of skills you can offer on Upwork. It's not writing alone that you can offer. We have several other skills. We have web design. We have digital marketing. And when we talk about digital marketing, we have several, we have aspects of digital marketing. We have social media marketing. Social media marketing has other things under it. And we have other, we have other aspects such as e-commerce and other things. So let me quickly move to other skill sets such as web development. We have tutoring. When I talk about tutoring, you can tutor any subject, and I mean any subject. I've, done a mathematics job where I was paid $400. So you can tutor in any subject that accounting, physics, chemistry, biology, any subject that and that you find a job that requires it. You can submit proposals for them and you get jobs on that aspect. We have voiceover, we have mathematics, as I said the other time, we have biology, biochemistry, we have music, we have email marketing, we have virtual assistant. You can be a virtual assistant. We have copywriting, we have graphics design, we have video editing. We have, the ones I've mentioned the other time. We have theology. We have translation services. Translation services is one of the skills in high demand. We have so many people, clients that require translation services. translation. Some of them require translation from English to French, English to Spanish, English to several other languages, many languages actually. So translation services is one of the skills in high demand. We have transcription services. Somebody can just want you to transcribe from a video or audio he has done, and transcribe into a book format. We have illustrations, where you just get to illustrate. Let me emphasize a little bit on illustrations. When someone has written a book, for example, and maybe a children's book, for example, and the person wants diagrams and these cartoon diagrams or whatever diagram, just to illustrate what the person has written. So that's what illustration is about. And those who have that skill are also in high demand, and they make a lot of money. So we have other skill sets such as product description, we have editing, we have proofreading, project management, technology, publishing, typing. There are those that require just they have manuscripts, something they have written with their hands, and they want it typed. We have drop shipping, we have machine learning, we have artificial intelligence, we have data analysis, we have data analytics, we have statistics, that's in mathematics, we have cloud computing, we have data science, data engineering, cyber security, blogging, we have data visualization, and permit me to quickly, talk a little bit also more, emphasize the aspect of writing. When we talk about writing, we have different aspects of writing. We have fiction, we have non-fiction. When we talk about fiction, that's one that has to do with thinking up, things like stories, writing romance novels or just novels and all that. So I've actually seen writers earn more than $100,000. I've seen those who have earned as much as $500,000 just through writing. So there are clients that require romance writing, writing of novels, different aspects of writing. So just through writing alone, I major in the aspect of non-fiction. So just through writing alone, you can make a lot of money, And something just came to my mind now. Let me quickly add that sometimes even when you don't know about so much about a job, you can let it out, get it done, and submit it on the platform, and you get paid. So it's not compulsory you know a particular job very well before you can apply to it. So you can apply to jobs that you are not so good at, and you can let it out to people who know it, they do it well, then you submit it and you get paid. So it's so easy. So writing alone, as I said, has a lot of aspects, and I've spoken about that. If you look at the slides, you will see the different aspects of writing, and there are different aspects you can actually write on. So I don't want to emphasize writing, because there are also other skills. So let me quickly go to what freelancing is. Very simply, freelancing is making or earning money selling your skills. So, and you notice I've been emphasizing the aspect of the skills, because it's not a scam, it's not a magic. There's no such thing as something for nothing. So it's not a platform whereby you just get money for doing nothing. No, you actually render your skills, and in exchange for that you get paid. So that's how it works. So it's just that the platform is a very good vantage point opportunity for freelancers, people that have their skills, to meet with people who need those skills. So that's what it is basically. So freelancing is making or earning money selling your skills or working for different organizations or individuals rather than being employed by one particular person or organization. So instead of just being employed by just one particular person or organization, you can actually, work for several. That's what freelancing is. So in other words, it's something you can do part-timely. So if you have a job you do, that doesn't stop you from freelancing. You can do it as a part-time, stuff. So just as a side hustle. So how can I freelance? There are several platforms through which you can freelance. Some of the most popular platforms are Upwork, we have Fiverr, we have Freelancer, Guru, etc. But the one that I want to focus on is Upwork. So as I said, Upwork connects those who want to hire with the professionals. So one beautiful thing about it is, after earning in dollars, you can actually withdraw that money to your local bank account. Of course, I'm going to show you how you set up your payment method and all that, whereby you fill in your local bank details such that after earning, you can click on withdraw on the platform and it withdraws to your local bank account. So it's very, very simple, very, very easy. So I want to move to chapter 2, how to set up an Upwork account and get approved. And I want to implore you that at this point, I want you to be very attentive, as we shall be having practical sections that will lead you to being qualified to become a freelancer on Upwork. And this aspect is very, very important because many people, not everyone who registers gets approved. So you have to be very careful to do it the right way. So let me show you how to get registered and approved on Upwork. Upwork is UPWORK as you have it on your screen. And to get started, number one, log on to www.upwork.com, and you can also download the app on your Play Store. So you can download the app, you'll find it there. So when you log on to upwork.com, you will see there's something popping up and showing you the logo, the words on it and all that. And so just as you have it on the screen, it will show you that way. So you click on sign up. Yes, after clicking on sign up, fill in your email address. And I quickly want to say that it's advisable you get a new email address. What I mean is that it's good you don't use the email address you have been using before. It's good you have a new one that is dedicated to Upwork, because you'll be receiving a lot of information, your conversation with clients, your financial transactions and all that. So it's good you have a mail that is dedicated to Upwork alone. So it's advisable, though not compulsory, but it's advisable. So fill in that your email address. So, or you click continue with Google or Apple. So after filling in your email address and other details, to bring up something like what you have on your screen now: find talent, find work. So please, it is those who want to hire that should click on find talent. So don't click on find talent except you want to hire. So since you want to work as a freelancer, you want to get jobs, so you click on find work. So then the next step, you you agree to the Upwork terms of service by clicking the required box, and then you click create my account. So when you click create my account, it shows you, the details you have filled in. It greets you and say, okay, hi. For example, the example here, hi Felix, thanks for your interest in Upwork. As the world's largest talent platform, we connect millions of businesses with independent professionals like you. To get started, all you need to do is to fill out a profile. So you click on continue, then you answer the initial questions. It will ask you some questions to know your level of expertise and the skills you can offer. Now there's a point of caution here. If you have skills that are not in high demand, please, for a start, in order to get, approved, don't fill those skills yet. Don't fill them yet. The reason is, if your skill is not in high demand at the moment, Upwork won't approve your registration. Yeah. So there are skills that are actually in high demand. We have a list of those skills here on your screen. We have architecture, artificial intelligence, data analysis, cloud computing, mobile app development, SEO marketing or SEM marketing, that's search, engine marketing or search engine optimization marketing. We have blockchain, UX design, animation, video production, web development, translation, audio production, social media management, voiceover, video editing, graphics design. We have others anyway, but these are list of skills that are in very high demand. So if you fill any of these skills, it is very sure you get approved, and particularly as you follow the other instructions we have in this training. So the reality is we have some skills that are so much in high supply. An example is writing. There are too many writers. So if you sign up and enter writing as your skill, you will most likely not be approved. So the point is this: other people have the skills you don't have. So I'm not trying to say that you should be you should not be straightforward, but what I'm trying to say is, if I don't have the skill of let me use the example of animation, for example. I don't have the skill, but in order to get approved, I want to fill in that skill. If I receive jobs on that, I can actually let it out to someone who knows animation, get it done, deliver the job to my client, and get paid for it. Yeah, there are people who do that very well. So it's not a bad thing at all. So yeah, so let's move on. So that's the reason for filling other skills other than the common ones. So let's go back to the registration process. It also shows part of what you have to fill is your experience level. So you should fill in expert level. After filling in those uncommon skills, you'll be asked what is your level of experience in this field. So actually there are clients that when they post their jobs, they need freelancers that have just entry-level experiences. There are some that need freelancers that have intermediate level of experience, and there are those that need the expert level of experience. So you can actually choose any, but it's preferable or advisable to choose the expert level. So then the next thing is that you fill in your educational level details. So another advice is use a reputable university. Well, if you don't, that doesn't stop you from being approved. Yeah, that one has nothing to do with your approval. Just that when clients view your profile, it gives them some level of confidence that okay, this person actually is trained, is an expert, and knows, is is from a reputable university and all that. So it's just to be an addition to your profile. So that's just all. So what's my advice here? For me, when I wanted to register, I had to first sign up for a course, an online course on Stanford University. I filled in machine learning, that's artificial intelligence. So at the moment, on the online platform of Stanford University, I'm studying machine learning, for free. So, well, I don't know if it is still free, but as at the moment I opted in for the course, it was free. So I used Coursera.org. So, well, I will show you how to do that under the action points. So after filling that, then I entered the rest of my qualifications, as a Nigerian. I attended a Nigerian university for my first degree. So don't worry, that's not difficult at all. You can consider signing up for one of the online learning platforms to enhance your skills. Yeah, you can. So there are so many online platforms that will help you to start learning something, and you can fill them in as your university. Yeah. So let's move on. Then it asks you about your language proficiency. So that's about your level of your English. So after filling your employment details, the next thing is to choose the languages you speak. More than one language is required. So you can choose English and French, but if you know other international languages like Chinese, German, etc., you can fill it. Yeah, but you are required to fill more than one language. So you fill in English and any other language. So if you don't know any other language, it's advisable you enter French. So next, you choose your hourly rate. Hourly rate means the amount you will charge per hour. For starters, it's advisable to choose a minimum of between $3 to $10. I've seen starters that choose as high as $50 or $100. When clients see your profile and you have submitted a proposal to their jobs, and they are considered those to choose, you may likely not be chosen if your hourly rate is high. So for a starter, it's advisable you choose a small amount. The minimum, the least is $3, and the maximum is $999. So the hourly rate is what your potential clients will see on your profile. So that's the slide showing right now, the create profile. So you see the hourly rate, you fill it in that box. And I want you to note that Upwork charges a 20% service fee for jobs of $499.99 and below for a client. When the client, for example, if the client's job is let's say $400, the amount the client wants to pay. So when you apply to such job and you get it, Upwork is going to deduct 20% of that amount from that money. That one is for Upwork. So, however, if you have a continuous working relationship with that particular client, you keep on getting jobs from that client, and the value of your job, increases from that amount upwards. For example, when it reaches between $500 and $10,000, the service fee will be reduced to 10%. So that's that. Yeah. So, but from $10,000 above, the service fee reduces further to 5%. So I think they are making adjustments on these charges. They are reducing the percentages anyway. So let's move to the title and professional overview. So next, you enter your title and professional overview. That is what the clients will see when searching for someone with a particular skill they need. For example, if your area of expertise is web development, your title can read web developer, and your professional overview can be something like this. I'm a professional web developer with over 8 years of experience and over 500 different projects completed outside of Upwork. And I will give you a nice mobile friendly website suited just for your targets. So that's just an example of a professional overview, just a description of your skill, what you do. Of course, when you write 500 different projects completed, that one definitely is not on Upwork because you're just starting out. So that one you have to let them know that one is outside of Upwork. So I'll be giving you other secrets as this training goes on. Yeah, look at one of the examples on the screen right now. We have in the professional overview, for example, the title, the skill the person has is sales and marketing, and the person's professional overview is my marketing skills will lead to at least 80% sales conversion. Connect with me. Although that's too short, that description is short, but you can actually add to it. So your overview needs to be at least 100 characters. So the next thing is that you upload your profile photo. So make sure that your profile picture is very professional. Make sure it's professional. Don't just upload anything, and make sure it is your own picture, because you'll be called later, for verification. Someone from Upwork will call you, and it will be a video call, so they want to see your face to know you are not a bot, to know you are not a robot, that you are a human being that has applied. Then next, you fill in your correct location. Note that one, fill in your correct location, fill in where you are based, fill in your country. For example, I'm based in Nigeria at the moment, so you fill in your street address, your city, your state or province, your zip or postal code. If you don't know your zip or postal code of your location, you can always Google it. For example, if you are residing in Kenya or Lagos or whatever, you can just say, okay, type in your Google box zip postal code of Kenya or zip or postal code of Lagos, and it will bring it out. Then you can fill it in your box. Next, you fill your correct phone number. That phone number is very, very important for you to fill the correct one, the one you are using. So then you can actually preview your profile to see if there are adjustments you need to make before submitting it. So ensure you fill in all to enhance your chance of approval. Yeah. So because you can actually skip some steps, but I advise you, fill in everything because it's pretty easy. So when you are done, you have previewed and you find that everything is fine, so you can hit the submit profile button, you click it, then you wait for approval. So it's as simple as that. So let's look at some action points. I'd like you to take some steps that will help you. For example, I have talked about opening a new Gmail account that will be dedicated to Upwork. Then number 2, visit Coursera.org. Coursera, just as you have on the screen, Coursera.org, to sign up for a free course. Not all courses on Coursera are free actually, but you'll still find some free courses. So, when you have a free course, a course running at Stanford University, for example, it will enhance your profile. Although we have other reputable online universities as well. So, if you have any, why not? You can subscribe to any of those ones. Then another action point, number 3, is to install the Upwork mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store. So it's important. So these are the pictures you have for, that how the interface looks like. So I move to chapter 3, the strategies for winning jobs. So I need to say at this point that it's very easy to apply, submit proposals, and win jobs. Yes. And let me tell you, as a newcomer or as a starter on Upwork, when you get registered and approved, because you have to wait for the approval message. So you'll be told if you're approved. If you have done it the right way, as I said, you'll be approved. Yeah. Because they still need some skill sets that are not so much in that are in high demand. So they still need them so much. So if you have followed the video up to this point and you follow the steps, you will surely get approved. You'll be notified. Yeah, so as I was saying, there are strategies for winning jobs. Even as a starter on Upwork, there is a way you can win jobs. And let me tell you, there are clients that actually need starters. They need newbies to apply to their jobs. You know why? They know that newbies are looking for reviews. They are looking for, a 5-star rating on their profile. So those clients will just pay just a little amount to get their jobs done and give you a 5-star. So you can even target jobs like that. So there are literally thousands of jobs posted on Upwork every week. You can confirm that yourself. Once you get approved, you find it. At the moment as I speak, we have about 200,000 jobs. Yes, about 200,000 jobs. So to win jobs, do the following. Number 1, be on the lookout for your desired jobs using the search bar. So you have the search bar interface. The beauty of this is you can actually use your phone. All the money I've made, the jobs I've submitted proposals for, everything has been done on phone. I've never used my laptop. I've always applied through my mobile phone. So you can use your mobile phone. You can actually turn your mobile phone to a money-making device. Yeah. And if you want to use a laptop, why not? It's fine. So, but you can use your phone, your smartphone. So click on the search button. It brings you, a box where you type in whatever job you are interested in. You can type in mathematics. So that's a sample showing. You type in mathematics, it will bring a drop down of suggestions that, okay, is it mathematics? Do you want to be a mathematics teacher? Do you want to do mathematics assignment? Is it mathematics tutoring or teaching math tutor, and so on. Mathematics statistics. So it will bring out a drop down, and when you click on any of the drop down, it will bring jobs on that. So, and when you see jobs on that, you can actually apply. But now, let's go to the number 2 step, the strategy. Apply very fast to jobs posted recently. You see that the recently is capitalized. It has to be recent, and which have preferably less than 5 proposals submitted to such jobs. You can actually submit to jobs with 5 to 10 proposals already. However, your proposal must be very strong and compelling. If, for example, if I'm an employer and I already have 10 proposals submitted to the jobs I posted, or 20, I would have started looking at each of those proposals to see the ones I will choose. Now, if you now submit another proposal after those 20 I've seen, in order for me to consider you, that means your proposal has to be very strong and compelling for me to look at it and change my mind on whatever decision I've even made. So it's always easier to submit proposals for jobs, to jobs that have been recently posted that have just less than 5 proposals or between 5 and 10 proposals. So The next thing is to write a convincing cover letter, and I will show you how to do that later. Sometimes you might give an offer in your cover letter. You could, for example, offer the client a price little below their budget. So I'm going to be showing you, more on those on that strategy, how you can give an offer. So for clients who chat you up for an interview, you could promise an extra feature just to win them over to hire you and start the contract. For example, there was a time, I submitted a proposal to a job to a client who wanted to do an editing work, and the client had started interviewing me, but I wanted to know that when you are being interviewed, other freelancers are also being interviewed at the same time. Most times. So I just noticed, while he interviewed me, I noticed that I was already closing up the deal, at least 90%. But somehow I noticed he didn't chat with me again. And I politely asked him why, to tell me why. And he was honest. He told me he got an offer from one of the freelancers who had applied. And according to him, he said the offer was reasonable. He said the freelancer promised to add a promotional video to the work. So that was how the freelancer outsmarted me and got the job. So, for example, sometimes I can offer a client and say, okay, you want to do this job for $100, I'm going to do it for you at $80. So I'm giving you a discount. Those are just some of the offers you can give to win jobs, but it's not compulsory that every time you have to slash. No. You can give other offers, so you don't have to slash or reduce the amount. So the next thing we have on our slide here, we have certain clients, post horrible paying jobs and then promise you a 5-star rating if you do it. Well, my advice is that you can consider taking some of those jobs, just because you are just starting out and you want to have a 5-star rating on your profile. And those are the kind of things that will make you have a 100% score. There's what we call a job success score, JSS, on Upwork. So if your Upwork score is 100%, very good for you, and that will attract potential clients to give you jobs. If you look at the screen, as at the date shown there, my Upwork score was 100%. So that shows clients' satisfaction. Then the next thing is that your availability and timely response to clients' chat and or invitations for an interview is very crucial. If you don't answer clients on time, they will find someone else who is ready, and that will also affect your GSS. In other words, clients have different time zones from that of the freelancer in most cases. For example, a potential client might be in US and you are in Nigeria, for example. So the time zones are different. So you have to be up and doing. You have to be up your game in order to respond fast. Sometimes they respond, and the time they respond to your proposal might be when you are sleeping. In the middle of the night for you, but for them, they are just in the evening. So sometimes you have to stay up in the middle of the night, to just check your Upwork app, and check if you have any notification or any message. And when you see any, you respond immediately. Because you must have the understanding that there are so many other freelancers that are also being interviewed. So when you get notifications or invitations or interviews, it's good you quickly respond. I've lost a job. I lost a job some times ago just because of that. I couldn't respond on time, and I lost that job. And the client actually told me that it was because I didn't respond on time. And she had to give the job to someone else. So you will always get notifications in your email, even if you don't open your app. So once your internet is on, you always get notifications. So it's good you have a good power backup if you are using a mobile device, particularly if you are in a country where the power supply is not okay. Now, another thing is that you should talk in a friendly manner to clients, so that you can get them to give you a 5-star feedback and a good level of recommendation after working for them. So after you have worked for clients, you can politely ask them to give you a 5-star feedback. That's going to help you a lot. Then another thing that is very, very important is for you to build a library. Build the library. If you're a writer, for example, build a library on Google Docs. All the works you have ever done, let them be on Google Docs, such that when you apply to any job, because it will always ask you, the app will ask you to submit samples, to attach samples. Although it's not compulsory you attach samples, but if you want to win jobs, it's advisable to attach samples. Samples, those are what the clients will view to see what you have done on that job in times past, what the things, your activity on that job. So yes, and for example, if you are a graphics designer, just for example, you would have had samples of your works, samples of your design. You have where you save them. So some of them, just maybe 3 or 4, you can attach them, not heavy files, make them very light files. You can attach them to your proposal. So there's a place for attachment. So when you click on the attachment, you can upload those some of those samples. So those are the things your clients, the potential clients, will see and convince him or her to give you jobs. So in my mind here, as I go ahead with this training, I'm just having a feeling that some might be having it, thinking it's very difficult. No, it's not. Just take your time to digest, the notes or this training you are listening to. It's not difficult, trust me. And what I can also say is that the action point for this particular chapter is to create a file for samples of your work. Create a library, a file somewhere where your past works are. Take time to have it arranged so that whenever you see any job, you can actually upload from that particular file. So it's very important. So let's move to the next chapter, and that is chapter 4, how to write a convincing cover letter. This aspect is very, very important for me, and it's important to you because now let me start by saying that a cover letter basically is a piece of writing you put up to convince a potential employer that you can do a job very well. So it should show the potential client your skills and abilities. A cover letter should not necessarily be long, as it might bore your potential employers. They are looking at so many cover letters, proposals. So your cover letter doesn't have to be an epistle. No. It's not compulsory. You can have something very short that will win your client. Yes, I have samples. I've screenshotted samples that I used in winning jobs. In fact, a job that I got that paid me $400 had the shortest cover letter content. So now look at some of the examples I've put here. We have cover letters for different jobs. I applied for a mathematics job. The client wanted someone who could help him set mathematics questions. Look at the job description. It says, I'm looking for someone to create maths quiz questions for me for the following maths category: arithmetic, algebra, geometry, trigonometry, calculus, and statistics. The questions can be created with words or math symbols. And the person stated his budget $400, stated his budget and all that. And then look at my cover letter. This is it. Dear would-be client, I love mathematics. I've been teaching mathematics for the past 10 years. Let me give you quick samples. Given that 2x plus 5 equals to 13, what is the value of x? 2. Convert 1000 in base 2 to base 10. I'm also willing to work with your budget. I look forward to working with you. So would you ever believe that this job, this proposal, this cover letter got me that job? It did. So you don't have to follow a conventional rule of writing cover letters and writing long, boring. No. Those employers, those hirers, they are usually faced with so many proposals that they have to make decisions very fast. So you don't have to bore them with long, just go straight to the point. Tell them why you are the best client, the best freelancer for the job. Just convince them to let them know you are the best. For example, now this particular one, I didn't even have any mathematics sample to use in my attachments. So I didn't use any. So technically I have put it inside my sample, inside my proposal. So that's it. So let's move to other examples of cover letters. Look at another description. It says, I'm looking for someone who is familiar with the Bible and Christian religious concept to help me prepare a 1-hour presentation. The topic is Psalm 25. Based on my speaking pace, presentation script should be around 7,500 words. The presentation script should be informative but also interesting to the audience with practical lessons as well. I have some research materials already compiled that I will provide along with more detailed guidelines. Example, experience with PowerPoint is a plus, as I am also looking to have a PowerPoint presentation built off of the written script. Then my cover letter. Here's my cover letter. I said there, Psalm 25 is one of the loaded psalms in the Bible. It contains several insightful prayers and life lessons. For example, the psalmist opens by declaring that it is unto the Lord he lifts up his soul. In other words, his soul isn't lifted up to any mortal, but unto the Almighty God. There are many who practically have their trust in people, but not the psalmist. This calls for us to practically put our trust in the Almighty God, who alone never fails. I am already in the spirit of this project. I look forward to hearing from you. Then, of course, I attached samples of some of the works I've done before. I attached the samples, just 2 samples as you can see here, and that got me the job. And this very job, there have been proposals. I saw proposals, quite a number of proposals that have been submitted to this job already. But when the client saw my cover letter, it kind of glued him, attracted him, and interviewed me. I let him know I could deliver the job within his timeline, and I actually delivered, and he gave me a 5-star rating. So if you look at that cover letter, he wants to do a presentation on Psalm 25, and I actually went to tell him some of the things he needed about that Psalm 25. Just like someone wants to buy a product, a goods, and it's some of the practice in some developing countries when women or anybody goes to the market. Let's say they want to buy some cassava flour, they can be given just a little to test. They put some little in their mouth, they eat, oh, this is fine, then they go ahead to buy. So that's the kind of thing I did. I gave the client a feel of what he needed, and he felt, yes, this is what I'm looking for, and of course he gave me the job. So look at another example of a job and the cover letter I wrote. Here's the job description. Look at it. We have the topic is create a compelling email to promote my free course. That's email marketing. This need to hire 4 freelancers. I am creating a free course for business owners and I need multiple emails to create a split test to maximize my conversion rate. I have over 100,000 emails and phone numbers that I'm going to be sending emails and text messages on June 11th. I am setting up an automation to test 4 different emails with the first 10,000 and then to send the winning email to the rest. I'm looking for 4 different sales-based content writers to create 4 different emails. I have made a course on optimizing your Google My Business to increase business ranking without purchasing ads. So many business owners do not have their Google My Business optimized, and it can bring them a lot more traffic than they think. I want them to get aware. I want to get the awareness out there. For more information, click out my website and some other things. So I'm going to show you the cover letter I wrote. Yeah, before I go into cover letter for that particular job, something came to my mind now. I'd like to quickly say this, that the last example, the example I used about that mathematics question, the cover letter, it was not part of my profile. You understand? It wasn't part of my profile, but I submitted a cover letter that was convincing enough for me to get the job. So some jobs, you see some jobs that you like, that you feel you can do or you can let out to others, and that is not part of your profile. There is nothing bad if you apply to such jobs. You just need to let the potential clients know that you can do the job very well. So that's all. So the cover letter for this particular email marketing job goes thus. Hi Casey, this is another very good strategy. On your Upwork app, you can actually see when clients post jobs, you can go to their the history of that client. You will see the feedback that freelancers have given the client, and the feedback the client has also given freelancers in the past. So sometimes they mention the names of those clients in their feedback and say, okay, it was very nice working with Victoria, for example. So when I look at their history, I get their name. So when I'm writing my proposal, when I know their names, I just start with hi, and I mention the name of the person. So for this job, for example, I put hi Casey. The client will be surprised that when you mention people's name, it gives them a better sense of familiarity. It endears them better to you. So when I put hi Casey, and let me tell you, this particular job, there had been many proposals already before I submitted my proposal to this. So hi Casey, my email header would be turn your annual profit into a monthly profit using this no hard secret, or how I made extra $100,000 sales using Google My Business optimization. I'm convinced that what you need is powerful and compelling copywriting skills that will move any email recipient to open their mails and blah blah blah. Guess what? When the client read this cover letter, immediately she just interviewed me. And one thing about Upwork now, one of their new developments is when you submit a proposal and a client interviews you. Once a client interviews you, you'll be given 10 free connects. What I mean by connect is, it's like a credit you use to send message. So it is that connect you use in sending proposals. It is you use connect to send proposals. So you'll be given 10 free connects. So that's how it goes. So it got me the job. Now let me show you another example very quickly. The cover letter I'm about to give you is for that of a client who wanted to have a biography written. Some clients are very choosy when it comes to who does their jobs. They set preferences such as at least $1,000 earned, at least 90% job success score, must be Native American, must be located in the US, Canada, blah blah blah. If you do not meet all these preferences, it's advisable not to bother applying. Yes. However, if you feel strongly that you can do the job, you can apply and submit a very strong and compelling proposal. This very client wanted to have a biography written, and she set all those preferences. I'm not a Native American. I'm not located in the US, so that disqualifies me. But I still applied. Now look at the cover letter I wrote. I said, "Dear Sir or Ma." I didn't know her name. She doesn't have some of those employers are new also on the platform, so they are just joining the platform, so they don't have any history yet. Dear Sir stroke Ma, there's no better time to tell your story other than a time when the entire world is hurting and needs inspiration, and that time is now. Having been a writer for over 15 years, I am willing to use my experience to help tell your story in a very inspiring way and make it a New York Times bestseller. Please connect with me now. The cover letter I wrote above, it got the client's attention, even though I didn't meet all her qualifications. She actually interviewed me, although I wasn't eventually awarded a contract, but just getting interviewed, I got 10 free connects for getting interviewed. So now you have an idea of what it means to write a convincing cover letter. Sometimes the cover letter can be long or short, but it must be very captivating. But let me just show you one more. This is a job description. Need an author to write a book. I'm looking for an author to write a book with 100 to 150 words. It will be a children's book. The book would be about diversity and how great people are because they are different and all that. So, to the job, I assured the client that I could get the job done within 1 hour. This sounded nice to him, so he hired me. Even though the money was very small, but he hired me. Job invitations. The job description below is an invite. Sometimes a client might invite you to submit a proposal for a job if he or she deems you fit. So sometimes you might not even need to submit proposals or apply, as it were. Some clients, when they view profiles of freelancers, they send them a job invite. They invite them to submit proposals. So in that case, when you submit proposals, you don't use any connect. You don't use any of your proposal credit. Let me put it that way. We call it connect. It's called connect on Upwork. So you can see in the slide the job invite. Actually sometimes you can accept a job invite and you can turn it down. I've had to turn down some job invites, for certain reasons. Some of the pay was very, very ridiculous, so I turned it down. However, right now, on Upwork, there's now another option of referring another freelancer. If you don't want to do the job for whatever reason, you can refer another, freelancer. You can refer them to do the job. So, look at this one. Remaining part of my proposal response. Dear Sir, thank you very much for your invite. I am a freelancer who has worked for several satisfied clients on Upwork. I am reliable and I desire to work for the long haul. Assisting a social media manager entails a lot, such as creating engaging content, supplying graphics as may be required by the manager, prompt response and delivery, and other things as may be required. You can rely on me to get this done. I look forward to hearing from you. That was the proposal I sent, to that job of virtual assistant social media. So another example, this particular client wants me to write a Christian book on the subject of faith. So this is what I did. My cover letter was there. The Bible says that now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11 verse 1. Faith is the baseline and focal point of Christianity. This is because we are saved by grace through faith. For 4 different times the Bible says that the just shall live by faith. To receive answers to prayers, we need faith. One interesting thing about faith is that it can grow, for faith comes by hearing and hearing by the word of God. I can go on and on to write. As a matter of fact, I have ghostwritten a number of Christian books for clients on Upwork, and I've earned their 5-star feedback and good recommendations. I will get your work done within a record time. I look forward to working with you. And yet another one. I have so many, but let me just give you the last one here. This is another one, the job details, the book. The person wants it to be a collection of Holy Spirit filled prayers to pray when words do not flow and thoughts do not connect, but your spirit is in turmoil, and you know that the only thing that will help is prayer. And the skill requirements, requiring a primary English speaker that can speak fluently, but open to consider options based on conversation, excellent grammar and punctuation skills. Please respond with the name of the current President of the United States at the top of your letter response when you respond to this post. And look at the other questions that you will be asked to submit in that same proposal. Number 1, do you have any questions about the job description? 2, do you have suggestions to make the project run successfully? 3, what past project or job have you had that is most like this one and why? 4, what questions do you have about the project? 5, what challenging part of this job are you most experienced in? These are some of the questions that will be part of what you'll be asked. That you'll be asked, and that you'll be required to submit proposal answers to. So, by way of addition, some of these employers they want to be sure that it is not a robot submitting an application. So they will ask you to put certain things in your application just to know that you have read it, that you're a human being that has read the job application. So for example, this client wants anyone who applies to put the name of the current president of the United States. So I applied, I put the name and put all the whatever there, and that got me the job actually. So action points for this particular chapter: write a cover letter for 2 job posts. Now the first job 1, I am looking for someone who can design a website for me. Budget is $500. So how do you write a cover letter for this particular job? So I'd like you to try writing out a cover letter and show someone if it is compelling and convincing enough. The job 2, the second job is, I need a 30,000 word book on business. We can negotiate the price. So I want you to write a cover letter for each of these jobs. So and you actually put your price, the price that you want to do the job. So the next thing, what are connects? I've explained before that connects are just like credit on our phone lines. On Upwork, it is used for sending job proposals. So, things are changing almost every day on Upwork. Almost every day. So, there was a time after joining Upwork, you'll be given 20 free connects. So I think it has increased now. So after exhausting, you buy the next by yourself. Right now, every month they even give free connects, 10 free connects at least every month. So it's changing every day. But before, if you exhaust your connects, you have to buy more. Even now, if you're exhausted, you still have to buy more, but you can wait for another month to be given 10 free connects. Some jobs require just 1 connect, some require 2, some 3, some 4, and some 6. 6 is the maximum so far up to this point. 6 is the maximum. Some jobs, when you want to submit proposal, it requires 6 connects. So when you submit the proposals to such jobs, 6 connects will be deducted from your connects balance. But in the case where a client sends you an invite, you don't need to use any connect. Also, in the case a client no longer wants to do a job they have posted, your connect will be returned to you. So the least number of connects you can buy is 10, and that 10 is $1.50. That's $1.5. We have other bundles of connects. We have 20, that's for $3, 40 for $6, and so on. So that means each connect costs 15 cents. That's $0.15. So how do you buy connects? If you want to buy more connects, just go to your settings, select membership and connects, click add more connects. Once you have selected the bundle you wish to purchase, click add connects, and your account will be automatically charged. Now let me give you more action points. It's going to help you, and I want you to do it. The action point is for you to take actions. Install Google Meet on your phone or system. If you don't have it, install it. This app will be required for your verification after approval. You'll be called, video call actually. You'll be called, and you'll be required to show face. Now install the Upwork app. I've said that before. Install Google Docs. It's going to help you. Now I've also spoken about how to search for jobs. You just go to your search bar, go to chapter 3 to see more on how to search for jobs. You can type anything, it will bring out a drop down, whereby you click on whichever one you want. Then we move to chapter 5, how to set up a PayPal and Payoneer account. Now, setting up a PayPal or Payoneer account is as simple as setting up a mail account. You just visit paypal.com to sign up, or payoneer.com, and you sign up. Then you follow the instructions. So note that you don't need PayPal or Payoneer account to get paid on Upwork. No, you don't need it. Your local bank account is enough. For example, if you are a Nigerian, we have so many commercial banks in Nigeria. Whichever bank you are using, you can fill in the details on it. And when you earn on Upwork, there is a place where you click Get Paid Now to be withdrawn to your local bank account based on their conversion rate at that time. They don't use the Nigerian conversion rate, so to speak. They use their own conversion rate. I mean, these commercial banks. Upwork has nothing to do with the conversion rates. The commercial banks, do that. However, you must be careful because Upwork frowns. That's if you want to. Some clients. That's where if you open a PayPal or Payoneer account, some clients want to pay you using that. So you can also do that. But if you want to get paid outside of Upwork, you must be very, very careful because Upwork frowns at receiving payments outside its platform. If you do that, you might be suspended or banned for life. The reason I wanted to receive payment through PayPal was because a client liked my work. She had been my client, and she wanted to give me a bonus after the normal pay. And for those clients too, they get charged as well. They also get charged on Upwork. And myself, because it was a bonus, just a small amount of money. I think it was maybe $10 at that time. So I also didn't want to be charged for the 20% on that small amount. So that was why. But on Upwork at the moment, Upwork also now allows PayPal on its platform. So, but you are only allowed to fill in just one account, your local bank account or PayPal or whichever one, but just one. Yeah, this one is a new discovery. Well, this one may not really apply to people that are living in other countries, but as a Nigerian, because of the trust or integrity level, some bad people have spoiled the system for good people in Nigeria. So many of these platforms, for example, PayPal, Upwork, all these people have limited the possibilities Nigerians should have had. this discovery came after having lost hundreds of thousands of naira, Nigerian naira, to bank system of currency conversion. I would do jobs on Upwork, get paid in dollars, and proceed to withdraw in my country's currency through the Upwork platform. One thing I discovered is that the official conversion rate is always far lower than what obtains with the local bureau, the change people. On the platform, you might be told that $1 is now 360 or 361 or whatever. But with the bureau, the change people, $1 might be 470. Look at that difference. That's a difference of 110 naira per dollar. So I didn't realize this for a long time. But when I did, I immediately changed my bank receiving details on Upwork. So my little piece of advice, for those who have a US account filled in as their receiving bank, Upwork doesn't charge any fee for withdrawal from the platform. However, for Nigerian banks, withdrawal fee is $0.99. That's 99 cents. For PayPal or Payoneer is $2. That's for Nigerian banks anyway. So someone with a US account is very fine. If you have a US account, you are not charged anything. That's why I said God have mercy on people in Nigeria. So for Nigerians or other nationals who do not have a US account, it's advisable to use a PayPal account as your receiving bank and link this account to a domiciliary account which you might have opened. So whenever you get funds into PayPal, you withdraw them into your DOM account from where you can receive dollars and you can then change locally by yourself. So I'll move to another chapter very quickly. Etiquettes in freelancing. There are etiquettes because we are dealing with real people. You have to be polite and put on certain etiquette in dealing with clients. Our reputation is seriously an aspect we all need to work on. I put an example here that some weeks ago, while working with a client based in Florida in the US, she had to remove a guy from her team because of lack of honesty. Before that, she had asked if I understood his language so I could speak with the guy. Well, to cut the long story short, the guy wasn't straightforward, and so he was removed from the team. But there's good news. If you have skills that are in high demand and you're also straightforward, it will not only help your relationship with clients, it will also boost your job success score. I've explained job success score in previous chapters. And it will enhance your ability to win jobs in the future, in the nearest future. So I already said that job success score is Upwork's way of measuring your performance as a freelancer. So you can rewind back to my previous explanation on GSS, job success score. But I just wanted to know that a high job success score helps you to stand out in the Upwork marketplace. So there are things to avoid when dealing with clients. Number one, avoid vulgar language. Be formal and professional. You are talking to real people, not robots. 2, avoid the use of shorthands when communicating with clients. Some of us are used to shorthands, e.g., we use the symbol of hand, that symbol instead of A and the hand. We use K instead of OK. We use ASAP. I think this one is has become legal. OK, formal, so to speak. ASAP, as soon as possible. Some will put UWLC. They are saying you are welcome. All those shorthand, avoid them. Some clients don't like that. Reply invitation. Some clients send out invites inviting you to submit proposals for a job as soon as possible. Remember to respond very fast because you have so many other freelancers competing with for the same job you're invited to submit proposals for. 4, keep to deadlines. Don't be the freelancer who disappoints. Prove to them that you are a freelancer with a difference. However, set only timelines you can stick to. It is better to underpromise and over-deliver than to do otherwise. Clients seriously frown at freelancers who don't stick to deadlines. I got a job, and in the middle of it, I got seriously busy with some other things. I pleaded with the client, but by the time I submitted the work, he ended the contract and gave me a very bad rating. So as I speak to you at the moment, my 100% job success score has been reduced. Yes, I must be very frank with you. So at a time, in dealing with other clients, some of these people, some of them are very irrational too. They just end contract, they give you bad rating, so you have to avoid that. At the time, my top rated status was withdrawn. It was as serious as that. Number 5, never do transactions outside of the platform. You could be suspended. You could be. If that will happen, it has to be tactically done. And I don't think I'm about to teach you that here. Number 6, avoid disputes. Number 7, be as professional as you can. Let anyone who gives you a job let anyone who gives you a job know that you are special. This will influence their comment about you. The reviews they give you when you are done with the job. Do your job in such a way that the client will give you 5-star feedback after working for him or her. Number 8, do an exceptional job. Do your job in such a way that it will be almost impossible for a client to replace you. So that means whatever you do, be exceptional, improve your skills, develop yourself. Develop yourself. Number 9, be careful about overcharging clients. Sometimes, for people, for example, in the US, it's not as if it's so easy also for them to get, this money. For example, $100 in the US can get something very valuable. 100 naira in Nigeria will not get anything valuable. So you must understand that. So $100 means also a lot to them. It's not as if it's a small money to them as well. So don't overcharge clients. Otherwise, many of them have studied their psychology, their way of thinking. They wouldn't even bother to talk to you again. So in my own experience, it's better to ask them what they can afford to pay. In some cases anyway. So don't avoid this mistake. This was a very huge mistake I made when I was just starting out. Very, very huge mistake. Very, very huge. I made a very foolish mistake. I was very, very foolish at that time. I was nervous. I charged a client who wanted to write a 30,000 word book. 10,000. I charged a person $10 per 500 words. So let me just ask you. Someone wants to write a book that is 30,000 words, and you have charged the person that, okay, now my rate is $10 per 500 words. So for 30,000 words, how much would that be? Let me ask you that question. Well, because of my hastiness, I was being hasty. I wasn't composed. Actually, that was my first job ever. That was my first interview. I said to the client that, okay, for the 30,000 words, since I'm charging you $10 per 500 words, my rate, that means the total amount, will be $60 instead of $600. So I shortchanged myself by $540. So when I told the client that his bill would be $60, I thought he was being nice when he told me, don't worry, I will even pay you $100. I thanked him so much, only for me to be alerted by a very good friend of mine that, see, you have miscalculated. So when I got back to my mathematical senses, I called the attention of the client to it, and he told me he couldn't do that. He couldn't pay that for the job. He said he wouldn't pay more than $200. It really pained me a lot. I just had to accept it. So don't make my kind of mistake. Yeah, so let's move to the last chapter. Quick self-development skills that win clients over. And permit me to go a little bit spiritual. I made a discovery, and this is the discovery. One of the links between success in the spiritual world and the physical world is skill. You can pray all you can. If you are not skillful, you will only be rich in the spirit but poor in the physical. You have a lot of dollars, money in the spirit realm, but in the physical realm, zero. You'll be as poor as anything. So, in my own opinion, skill acquisition is the link between the spiritual and the physical. Let me tell you, if you have high-paying skills, you can earn as high as $50,000 within very few months. Within 6 months. It's not an exaggeration. I'm very serious. For example, I saw a job post that promised to pay $50,000, but I couldn't apply. You know why? I didn't know it. Period. I didn't know it. So, I've shown you a few platforms where you could learn some free stuff, some paid, but the bottom line is you need to develop powerful skills that will make you a hot cake. I've listed some of the skills in the previous chapters. I've spoken them. So I've talked about social media or digital marketing, very high demand. Facebook adverts, it includes Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Twitter ads, and all that. TikTok, all those stuff. They are so much in high demand now. Web design, web development, graphics design, video editing. They are some of the hot selling, jobs now, skills. So I've showed you Coursera.org, Coursera.org. So it's right there on the slide. Another one is Learn Digital with Google. So that was where I first had an encounter with digital marketing class, and I earned the certification using that as well. So the action point I will leave you with right now is start an online skill acquisition program today, or you can do an on-ground one. It's not compulsory, it is online. So you can use the links given above. If you want to learn digital marketing at a better level, I recommend visiting datobs.com, www.dattobs.com. Visit that particular website and navigate to the digital marketing section. It's a very, very efficient digital marketing academy that will train you on the practical aspect of digital marketing. The one Google does online, that one is very good, but is all theoretical. It's all theoretical. But when you visit datobs.com, you are going to learn a lot that will help you to become a practical digital marketer. And not only digital marketing, they don't only teach digital marketing, they teach other aspects as well. Web development, web design, graphics design. They teach a lot of skills that when you learn these skills, they make you a hot cake. You begin to charge clients so high, and they will be willing to pay you because you have what they are looking for. I've seen freelancers earn $100 per hour, not per month, I mean per hour. So when they say, okay, now they switch on their Upwork tracker, the time tracker, and they do the job for, let's say, 30 hours. 30 times 100, that's 3,000. And they get paid. From a single client, I've seen freelancers earn as high as $100,000 just from one single client over time. So these are boundless possibilities. So I encourage you to visit datobs.com to learn more, and you can actually contact them through their website. Although this ebook is this video is also self-explanatory. However, if you still want me to walk you through one-on-one, you can visit the website showingdunamisdigitals.com, or you get to me through my WhatsApp number, and the consultation will go for just $10 only for 1 hour. However, I can leave room for negotiation, particularly because you have bought this course. So you can sign up for other amazing skill acquisition programs. So you can send me a WhatsApp message on that's +234 8162823534, +234 8162823534, or you send me an email sent to divineflowconcepts@gmail.com. So I really want to appreciate you for listening to this. Thank you very much. If you have been blessed, listening to this, I would really love you to post a review on any of my social media handles, so just as you have them on the slide. Thank you very much.